Hey everyone, Sparks back with another Stellar Blade / Nikke video, and Stellar Blade is almost here. We just have a couple more days, and I wanted to make a video talking about why I think Nikke fans should be even more hyped for Stellar Blade than everybody else who hasn't had the pleasure of playing Nikke. There's a lot of really cool things and inspirations from other IPs that I think make Stellar Blade really, really interesting from the perspective of a Nikke fan, and just anyway, let's go ahead and dive into it. So if you don't really know what Stellar Blade is, maybe you've heard about it. It is made by Shift Up, who is the developer for Nikke and previously Destiny Child, and they definitely have kept a through line of their aesthetic of beautiful women in their games. That is very apparent in Stellar Blade, but this is going to be their first AAA console game release, and it's being published as a PS5 exclusive. Now, most of you have probably already heard that, but let's talk about what the game actually plays like. So the combat is kind of like a Souls-like, Dark Souls kind of thing, although like a faster pace. I haven't actually played Sekiro, but I've heard other people say that it's kind of like Sekiro, so I would say this is sort of like a slightly easier version of Sekiro. And then it's kind of set in like a Nier type world, post-apocalyptic, humans trying to reclaim the Earth from aliens. And you have, again, like the beautiful female protagonists like you kind of have in Nier, but with even better looking characters. And I don't just mean the girls. Like, my man Adam here is one good looking guy. So I think that, the game, just aesthetics, it's beautiful. The graphics aren't the best I've seen on the PS5, but they are quite good. They look beautiful. The lighting effects, the different textures, the way they add moisture when it falls on like character's skin, the physics, guys. Remember, I call my streams all physics class, and there is a reason for it. That anyway, there's a lot of plot in this game. We'll say that. So let's talk about some more things. A couple weeks ago, Yoko Taro actually did an interview for IGN with the Stellar Blade creator Hyung-tae Kim, which was really cool and really unexpected. It was like, why would these two game creators that are seemingly unrelated do an interview together? But it was really cool to hear them interact. And turns out they both said they were heavily inspired by Evangelion. Now, Evangelion, as a lot of you guys may know, is one of my favorite franchises of all time. Not just favorite anime, but just like of stories, movies, whatever IP. Evangelion is amazing. If you haven't watched Evangelion, you should do it. Just be prepared for a pretty serious and crazy story. But anyway, they were both heavily inspired by Evangelion, which is so cool to hear. And like, even Yoko Taro said that Nier was almost like a retelling of Evangelion, that it wasn't even really anything that new, which is, I feel like he's really selling himself short there, but it just goes to show how influential Eva and Hideki Anno have really been on media since then. They were also both highly complimentary of each other's work. Yoko Taro even said that he thought Stellar Blade was a much better game than Nier. I don't know, maybe that's a hot take, but that's coming straight from the Nier creator's mouth. That said, Yoko Taro did say that Stellar Blade is just a much newer game, right? I mean, it's truly a next-gen game, and visually, obviously, Stellar Blade looks way better. And the combat style is just different. Storytelling-wise, obviously, we haven't gotten to get really in-depth into Stellar Blade's story. It seems interesting. It's definitely hooked me, but I would be surprised if it actually is better than Nier's storytelling. I think that Nier has an amazing narrative that spans literally thousands of years, and it's very, very, very good, and gets tries to get philosophical. It's quite interesting, but. Anyway, it's really cool to hear these characters together, and I feel like this makes it even more likely that we are going to see some kind of collaboration. So previously, the creators of Stellar Blade had done an interview, and they almost flat out said, yes, we will do a collaboration between Nikke and Stellar Blade. Yeah, so they did an interview basically saying that there would be a Nikke Stellar Blade collab, because they basically just said, if the fans want it, we'll do it. So it kind of sounded in that context that we'd almost be more likely to get a Nikke thing in Stellar Blade rather than the other way around. But I could definitely see this going either way. And also, the fact that he did this interview now with the Nier creator makes me really feel like there might be some kind of Nier collaboration with Stellar Blade. Also, and maybe this is reaching here a little bit, but the fact that they also both brought up Evangelion, and Evangelion, you know, is so respected and influential on these two franchises, it really gives me more hope that we may still see an Evangelion collab with Nikke. And it's always been on the surveys. It's like a possible option for IPs that people like. So, you know, keep the hope alive. We can see Ray and the rest of them in Nikke at some point. But, okay, so I'd like to talk about what we would like, in theory, to see in Nikke if we get Stellar Blade collab in Nikke. Or what Nikke skin we'd like to see in Stellar Blade as well. So we know there's like literally dozens of outfits in Stellar Blade, but the ones that we've gotten to see in the demo so far are, I think, 5 different options. So comment below which one you would like to see as a playable character in Nikke, or what would Eve look like? What would you want her to look like in the Nikke game? So we have the classic Planet Diver 7th suit here. This is the one that you see in most of the main images. It's a really nice looking glittery green suit. Then, of course, you have the skin suit, definitely the most cultured suit in the game. Looks amazing, although I personally would be really surprised if they put that one in the Nikke game. And then you have the Planet Diving 2nd suit, which is this really slick-looking all-black suit. It's very cool. Personally, I feel like this one wouldn't show up as well in Nikke. And then you have the Racer's High. This is my favorite one to see. To use on Eve. I guess it's my favorite one to see too. And I think this one would look really good in Nikke. And then you have the Wasteland Adventure. I'm not as personally into this one. You know, it looks more just like normal clothing. She does look good, don't get me wrong. So I think I would go for the Racer's High first, with my second choice maybe being the classic Planet Diving 7th suit. And then as far as if we get a Nikke skin in Stellar Blade, which again, I think this is highly, highly likely. I'm trying to think about suits or skins that would look good on Eve in that world, right? And I think Red Hood would be an amazing choice. I think Red Hood's outfit on Eve would look fantastic. And also, second choice, I would say probably Maxwell. I think that would really fit well. The way the pants are cut, I think that, like, everything about that really works for that world as well. And even the classic Rappy outfit would look pretty great on Eve. But let me know what you think. And then, as far as Nier goes, honestly, A2, 2B, or even Kaine would look amazing in Stellar Blade if we could ever get that. So let me know in the comments below, which version of Eve's skin would you like to see in Nikke, and which Nikke skin would you like to see in Stellar Blade? Alright, subscribe for more Nikke and Stellar Blade videos. I will be streaming on launch day, and I'll catch you guys in the next video or stream.